Did you know that only 7% of our viewers are actually subscribed? We love creating content for you and want to keep doing it, but we need your support to grow our channel so we can make ends meet. So, if you enjoy our videos and want to see more, please consider subscribing and liking our videos. Thanks for your support.
Hi, Mary from Cycle Maintenance Academy here, and I'm very, very happy to be joined by Julian Thrasher, who's Head of Training at Madison, and we're going to ask him about some new developments. Hi, Julian.
Hi, nice to be here.
Thank you. Can you tell us about the new Q's group set?
Yeah, absolutely. So Q's is a brand new series of components aimed at the mid-level market. So it's a big change. Altus, Alivio and Acera are going to be discontinued and replaced with Q's. So it's a durable solution that will cover 3 different speeds, so 9, 10 and 11 speeds. So a lot of people are familiar with the Shimano hierarchy from XTR on the mountain bikes and Dura-Ace on the road bikes, all the way through to our Tawny components. So what's important to understand with Q's and certainly with 12 speed is that all of the 12 speed mountain bike components, if we look at those, remain unchanged. So all the way down to Dior, you'll have a 12 speed group set available. But then there were an 11 and a 10 speed Dior, and obviously Alivio, Acera and Altus, and these have all been replaced with Shimano Q's now. So that level of that segment of the market, should I say, is now Q's, and then underneath that as an entry level is Tawny. So in the future, they expect 1 bike in every 5 will be specced with Shimano Q's, and that should happen fairly shortly. And it will mean that rather than have a naming structure, every bike will be Q's, but there'll also be the bike will be chosen on speed. So for the sort of customer who is buying their first sort of entry-level mountain bike, I would say, they'll be able to decide, what speed do I want. But then we've also got a technology called Link Glide that is to make a much more durable series of components. So it's very much when your entry-level mountain bike, when you're younger, certainly when I look back to like the 16-year-old version of myself, I was able to ride all day, but I wasn't able to afford the most expensive products, and maybe my parents didn't want to buy me the most expensive products because they didn't know, where I was going to go, whether I'd enjoy it. So it was important for them also to have a bike with components that would last, because as a kid I was just, I'd destroy components. So that's what Shimano have thought is for these people who are getting into bikes and they don't really know much about them. They don't know, about Alivio, Acera and Altus. They just kind of like, well, I want to know how many gears I want the bike to have. This is a much more easy solution for customers and their first bike. So it's a very exciting change, and something that Shimano, they don't often put a focus on this level of the market. It's usually about all the expensive high-end stuff. So it's a very big change.
Yeah, sure, we're used to the trickle-down effect normally, which doesn't always trickle down exactly. Are these components for drop bar bikes or flat bar bikes?
So it's flat bar that we're focusing on initially, and in the future then that it may transfer across to drop bar.
Brilliant. So you've talked about the durability, which is very important. Is there any other features that you think would be people would like to know about?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, Link Glide is the biggest one, really. When people are new to cycling, they don't necessarily get taught how to shift gears, and that can be part of the cause of excessive wear on the drivetrain. It's not shifting correctly. You're shifting under load a lot of gears at a time. And the way that Link-Glide is designed is to be able to pick up the chain and drop the chain effectively around the timing of the cassette. So it's very much, it doesn't do the shifting for you, although we do have steps groups that will do that. But what it does do is it reduces the shock of the chain falling onto the next sprocket below. And that is a leading factor to excess wear in the whole system. But it does bring back some existing mountain bike technologies for the one-by systems, which is quite exciting. It's also, from a mechanical point of view, it's things that people have experienced before. So, for example, on the one-by Q's chain rings, they feature dynamic chain engagement, which has been used on the mountain bikes for quite a while now. But again, people not knowing when to shift, riding a mountain bike over rough terrain, you want a way of being able to keep that chain on the chain ring, and we've already got that technology there, so that's come down to Q's, as well as chain stabilizers as well. So those are some technologies that you'll find within Q's. I suppose the biggest thing really is the fact that all of the groups use a single chain skew. That's a really big one. So part of the message of Q's is sustainability, and they've been able to do that through running all of the Q's systems. So 9, 10 and 11 speed will run the 11 speed chain. So we do have a specific LG 500 chain that again will cover all speeds, but all of the existing 11 speed skew chains will work on 9, 10 and 11 speed. So if you've been with your Shimano products for a while, you'll remember that there was 6, 7 and 8 speed as a chain, and now it's kind of the same as 9, 10 and 11 speed. So that's a great way of, again, what Shimano wanted with Q's was the simplification of the system for retailers to be able to spec and brands on bikes to be able to spec as well. And part of that is simplifying the range of components that are needed. And one of the things I probably didn't mention is that the pull ratio is the same between each of the 9, 10 and 11 speed, as well as the gear pitch. So actually, if the customer wanted to change to a 2x, then of course they'd want to change to having a 2x shifter, but that's something that they could do with minimum hassle, and the shop will be able to do with minimum hassle as well. So there's versatility within the Q's range, and that's done. So everything is Q's, everything is speed related, but you also within that have U8000, which is our top tier Q's, 6000, which is great for entry level mountain bikes, and then 4000, which is the basic level Q's.
Fantastic. So if I have an old Acera mech and it's broken, and I see that there's a Q's one at my local retailer, can I get that and put that with an old Acera system?
No, there's no backwards compatibility with the existing products. But what is important to say, I think, on that is that for customers with Sarah and Olivia already on their bikes, we're not just going to stop support for those products. So there's a plan over a number of years to keep supporting those products. And eventually what we'll see is a phased rollout of bikes with Q's on, and eventually Olivia also saying Sarah bikes will be sold through the market, non-supported, and then you'll have Q's equipped bikes as a sort of takeover.
Fantastic. So if our subscribers and viewers want to know a bit more, I suggest they can go to the website.
Yeah, absolutely. So si.shimano.com/Q's is your one-stop place for all of your Shimano Q's information. Absolutely loads on that. Thoroughly recommend that people visit there and learn more about the Q system.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Julian, for that. It was really helpful. Thanks
welcome.
for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you found the information in this video useful. Oh, and don't forget to let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more videos like this one with our guest experts. Thanks, and see you in the next one.